All right, welcome to the MMA Fight Game Podcast. We're changing it up a little bit. Obviously, we do a lot of professional mixed martial arts interviews, but we have the Gingerbread Man, Jesse Pastore, who is a rising amateur light heavyweight prospect in the New York area. He has a massive bout on Cage Wars 64 on February 9th, which seems to be a massive weekend for professional and amateur fights. You have Combat FC. I think you have CFFC. It's Super Bowl weekend. You have Power Slap 6. You have a UFC fight out in Vegas. There's a lot going on. Jesse is actually fighting at Rivers Casino in Schenectady, New York for the light heavyweight amateur title against Paul LaFond. Jesse is currently 3-1 in MMA. He has nuclear missiles in his hands. He has two KOs, one decision for a 3-1 amateur record. He's also fighting Paul LaFond, who's 3-2, who also has heavy hands. So if you guys are debating going to this fight card, don't blink when these boys and the Gingerbread Man gets after it. Gingerbread Man, Jesse, I truly appreciate the time. You are in sunny Florida. I'm in snow-covered Buffalo, New York. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, my man. I appreciate the time. Before we get into your fight, let me tell you. So you fought over the summer at the Attica Takedown in Attica.
Yep.
You had a blistering finish. However, we go to church at the City Church in Batavia, New York. The pastor's kids, Ryan and Andrew, when they saw me, they came running up to me and they specifically asked, "Hey, did the Gingerbread Man win?" And I'm like, "Yeah, he won by knockout." He goes, "We missed the Gingerbread Man's knockout." And I said, "Yeah." I go, "Next time I'll let you know." And these kids are like, in high school. But the fact that you have two kids who that was their first event that their father exposed them to in combat sports, they were
Yeah.
fans of yours. What does that make you feel like?
Oh man, it feels good. It's good to know that, people even wonder about me, outside of the people I know. It's kind of insane. I've had a couple altercations here and there where people come up to me and they're like, "Didn't didn't you fight on this event? Did you knock this guy out?" Like, yeah, it was me. It's weird. It's weird for me right now. Hopefully one day I get used to it, but I'll never not appreciate it.
Yeah. I was completely shocked that they asked about you. I was like, "Oh, okay. That's a positive thing. That means you're doing something right. You're getting people interested in your fights and obviously, going into Cage War 64 on February 9th, you guys do make your money on ticket sales, which, people can directly message you if they're interested. You can get them hooked up with tickets for your light heavyweight title fight, right?
Oh yeah. Yeah, for sure. I would say that it's coming up. These events, Cage Wars specifically, they do sell out. So if people want tickets, I get on it sooner than later.
Yeah, I've definitely seen a lot of cage wars, a lot of local area fighters that were used to a lot of your team, Bone MMA. They definitely compete. So talk to me, how did this title fight come up and what are your expectations for February 9th?
So I fought the Leprechaun their last event, and or not their last event, two events ago, and for some reason I don't know why they gave the Leprechaun another fight with Paul. Paul had won on the card I was on where I fought the Leprechaun. And they gave them the title fight originally, which I didn't really get. I tried to get on that card. No one wanted to fight me, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, after Paul had beat him, um I called it out. As soon as they announced it, I wrote in there, I commented, I said, "I'm on next. Whoever wins, I want this. Da 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 da." Paul called me out, said that Jesse said he wanted it next afterwards. So that the next night I messaged the promoter. I said whatever your next card is, you put me on against Paul. He said my name, so let's make it happen. So it was all set up a while ago, and man, I expect to knock this guy out. You know, I expect to definitely knock him out. He does look like he hits pretty hard. Got some all right boxing. His grappling doesn't look the best, but who knows what he's been training? He might show me something different, but I don't think he's gonna keep up with me, especially after that first round. So
Yeah, and who's the leprechaun?
the Leprechaun, John Flansburgh, he's who I fought for the cruiser heavyweight title fight after my Attica fight. Um,
September
he's
15th.
Yeah, yep,
Yeah. And you finished him in round two by strikes. So he's a little bit on a losing streak. He's also on that card. What's the cruiserweight? What is that weight class? How many pounds is
that's
that?
right. It's like 209 to 225, I think they told me.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, obviously, when we were talking offline, I am very familiar with your gym. I have known your head coach, Jacob Bohn, for a very long time, 20 plus years. He's making a name for himself still to this day on the regional MMA scene. He is a GOAT. He is a legend. What does somebody like having Jake in your corner do for you?
It does a lot, man. I love Bone. That dude's a dog. He gets at it, man. And he's very motivating, especially when we're in the gym. Sometimes I like hesitate to do something with someone, for whatever reason. Maybe I feel like I don't want to hurt someone or whatever. And Mom's like, you just got to get at it, man. Fuck out. Oh, can I swear?
Yeah, go ahead.
Sorry, I didn't know.
It's all good. These
It's-
videos on YouTube aren't made for kids. I make sure to put that in there so I don't get blacklisted.
yeah, he's like, fuck everything else, just get at it. And it's inspiring to have someone that has so much knowledge. I mean, that dude there's just so much knowledge that guy knows. And I don't know, it feels good to have him. It's hard to kind of explain. He's always got this goofy ass smile on his face whenever anyone's fighting too. He's always got this goofy ass fucking smile on his face. I look back in my corner. It's after his last fight, that title fight he had. He broke his toe, I think it was, or something, or he fractured it or something, and he wasn't getting in the cage for my fight with the Leprechaun just because he had the boot on and everything. And I look back and he's just smiling, just goofy ass fucking smile. It was so funny. It's like, hey man, he can't he can't handle your punches. Punch him in the fucking face. Okay, yeah, it is.
What's
It's great to have.
Yeah, what's your background? How did you get into mixed martial arts? What did you play in high school?
I was actually like a fat kid. I used to weigh like 350 pounds in high school. I didn't do any sports. But when I lost all my weight, I started getting into, like sports and stuff. I went out to a gym out in Hamlin and they did Kyokushin karate. And I just got like invited to like a fight class that they did there.
Hmm.
And that's how I started. I just started doing Kyokushin karate, like sparring. I don't know if you know, like their top tiers, like bare knuckle, like they strike to the body, but they don't punch to the head, but like they kick to the head. It's
Hmm.
not. It's like it's kind of like a point system, but not really. Um, you can like win by like a judge's decision, I guess, but mainly like they look out for like knockouts and stuff. But I started doing that. I had like 12 fights in that. I won all those. And then COVID hit, and me and my boy Julius Rouse, he's another up and coming fighter. Shout out to him. But me and him just started doing kickboxing in our in his basement, and did that until I found an MMA gym. Then I eventually made my way to Bones. So
Yeah. Now that karate thing that you were talking about, is that kind of like karate combat? It's like the new rage in the combat sports rules. Is it similar to that?
it's kind of similar to that. I'm pretty sure they punch to the face in karate combat.
Okay.
Um, I haven't really looked it up too much. I've seen a couple videos on it. It looks cool. I like their little setup they got, but it's kind of like that. So it's pretty much like you start and you punch. It's bare knuckle to the top tier. When you start off, you wear like MMA gloves and shin guards and stuff, and I think headgear. But when you get to like the top tier of it, it's bare knuckle. You can punch to the body, elbow to the body, uh, elbow like to the arms or anything below the neck. You can hit,
Mm-hmm.
but you can kick to the head. And don't quote me on this, but I'm pretty sure you can knee to the head too if you can get it up there. I'm sure you can knee to the head, but you can't like clinch down their head and knee them. You know what I'm saying? There's no clinching, there's no grappling, there's none of that. If you like fall to the ground, they just stand you back up.
Yeah. And then obviously, being at Bone MMA, you have some other studs in the gym that push you every day. What is having like Louie Scafetta, Jake Hicksonbaugh, Jimmy Pearl in the gym? Because I know I came to one year when you guys were all getting ready for those Attica fights, talked to Jake
Yeah.
and Jacob as well, the double Jakes. Having those guys, those dogs with you, training you with you every day, what's that mean?
I mean, it means a lot. I love when everyone shows up. I wish Louis ass would get in there a little bit more. Yeah, I know he's busy, but he
I
needs to
see
get
him.
in there
I see him flexing on Facebook all the time. He's like this
all the
big
time.
trainers. I'm throwing him under the bus.
Yeah, dude, all the time. He's always fucking flexing on Facebook. Oh, come do this. He needs to like, come get in the gym is what he needs to come get in. But
Oh boy.
yeah, man, it's cool, man. There's a lot of knowledge with all these guys, man. They all have something, you know, something to show you, no matter what it is. And a lot of these guys have like a wrestling background, which is really good for me because it's just not something I ever got into. It's not something I really trained for. So it's been something that's really been improving my game a ton is being able to wrestle and do jiu-jitsu with these guys that have done it their whole lives, you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
for
it's
sure.
good.
Go ahead.
Oh no, I was just saying it was good. It's good that they're there.
Yeah, Bone has been known always as a big time ground game. When I met him when he was at another gym in Greece, he was always working his game with the jujitsu and whatnot. So after a successful win, which you're predicting you're going to knock this guy out, is that right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
What's next for the Gingerbread Man?
So me and Bone were talking and it looks like we're probably gonna go pro after this next one. These last couple fights I had have been kind of pretty, I don't want to say easy. I don't want to come off disrespectful, but they haven't been really hard for me. And I've been looking around for like the talent around, and I just think that pro's the next move, especially training with such high level guys, because we also mix in with synthesis and just a ton of guys all around Rochester and just high level guys. And I'm really ready to get my career fully started, and I feel like all those little nicks and knacks that you need to learn from amateur, I think I've learned them. The spotlight doesn't really bug me. The pressure of having everyone watch me doesn't really bug me. So these things don't really bug me, and I'm just focused on winning. So I think that's the next move.
What weight would you go pro in?
I really want to fight at 185 when I go pro. I think it's
That seems
really,
like a good weight.
yeah, I don't really struggle to get to 205 whatsoever. The weight cut for
Mhm.
it was nothing to me for the Attica fight. And I think 185 I'd be a tank. So
Yeah. And what do you do for your strength and conditioning?
so I go to just a local gym and I have my boy Caleb Schmitz. I don't know if you ever met him. That dude,
Maybe seeing his face.
he's a tank. He is also a great just vast of knowledge with just training and he's a very good boxer and he's a tank. So he does like he knows all the kinds of good strength and conditioning strictly for like MMA purposes. I stopped doing like shit like bench pressing and just like powerlifting stuff, and I've been more geared to like plyo stuff and stuff that'll make me more explosive and just stronger and just
Yep.
stuff that really relates to my sport.
Yeah.
So
So like multi-joint, functional. Obviously, your clean and jerks, your snatch, your box jumps, kettlebell swings, all that
yep,
type of jazz, right?
yep, yep.
And you mentioned obviously The good thing about MMA, like I've been in MMA as a fan and kind of doing this whole media thing for a while.
Mm.
I've never met a douchebag athlete. It seems like all the athletes are amazing. Male,
Yeah.
female, even executives are. What does it mean? Obviously, you mentioned Synthesis. I mean, Jacob is an OG, but Synthesis head coach Casey Lamb is also an OG, the first training partner of the GOAT of all of MMA, jonjones, who is from Rochester originally, now has moved out to Albuquerque, New Mexico.
Mm.
And then over there, they have John Piersma, who's just an amazing fighter. Is looking to get back on track. He's got a fight coming up next weekend as well. And you have, Tristan Bray, you have Will Gagne, Nat Kava used to be over there training with all those guys. What does something like that mean?
It's just it just means like, sorry, brain fart.
That's all
It's just
right.
like it's just the same. It's the same. It's really good to have like the high level, the different looks, the everyone can show you something. It means just like it's just another step towards having like all these people is just like each is like just another stepping stone to being able to get better somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Prisma's wrestling is insane every time we ever get around it. And I tend to just get taken down and beat the fuck out of, you know. And
You getting his guillotine. I heard that guillotine is like a different animal.
he hasn't choked me out yet, but I'm sure it'll come. I'm sure it'll come. Um Bones, just like the way his movements and I mean Bones all around game is just insane, and then Will's got some real fancy kicks and stuff, and Tristan just he's a great boxer all around, or kickboxer, I mean. And everyone has something to show you, and you can kind of pick apart when getting rounds in or not, or even just watching. I tend to learn a lot just from watching these guys just get rounds in with other people. Just pick apart everything that they do and see what implements good into your game, and everyone just elevates you, you know. So it just means elevation all around.
That's awesome. Well, that's perfect. Before I let you go, is there anybody that you want to thank, or any potential sponsors that you have, or anything that you want to get out there so people know about the Gingerbread Man, Jesse Pastore?
And I just want to just thank my team, everyone that helps me get better, Bone, everyone at Bones, Caleb, shout out Julius. You'll be talking to him next. He's coming up. That guy,
What's
he
his
he just
name?
Julius Rouse Jackson.
Julius Rouse. How do you spell Rouse? Rause?
Rouse.
Jackson. And hey, just so you know, you can't forget Amanda. Does Amanda help you with all your paperwork?
No, I don't have too much I
Blood
don't
like
have too
blood
much
work?
paperwork.
Yeah.
No, I do it all my own.
Okay.
Um I didn't know she even did that. I don't really talk too much to Amanda. I only see her when she comes into the gym.
Okay.
Um, but I've always done it myself, so I just know how to do it.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I heard she's a big help with all that stuff that the guys have to get in to kind of keep everybody on task. I know she does that a
oh
little.
yeah, yeah.
So when you
Oh,
get
I'm
to
sure.
that next level, that might be something that you want to chat with her about.
Oh, absolutely. There's going to be so much. This next steps is so much I'm not going to know what's going on. So,
Yeah. Is there any organizations you're looking to get into? Obviously, you have Combat FC, you have Cage Titans, you have LFA. LFA has a fight in February as well. Any particular one you're kind of eyeing on? CFFC?
I'm not really eyeing anything right now. I always kind of keep like straightforward what I got going on in the moment.
Mhm.
Right now, Paul LaFond and Cage Wars, that's the moment. So that's all my time and energy is going into that. And the second that's done, I'm on to the next thing, you
I,
know.
I love it. Well, there you have it. Obviously, the Gingerbread Man, Jesse Pastore, fighting at Cage Wars 64, February 9th, 2024, at the Rivers Casino in Schenectady, New York, in a massive light heavyweight title fight. Both athletes have nuclear missiles in their hands. Don't blink on this. Pastore, LaFond, February 9th, 2024. Jesse, I truly appreciate time. I'm extremely jealous of you being down in Florida when it's still like pissing snow here right now. It's been like this for 2 weeks, but I truly appreciate time. Just sit tight, okay?
Oh, thank you.